What's happening around the world?
And what's happening here at home? Good evening and a very warm welcome. You're watching Primetime News on TV1. I'm Thiruni Karunaratnam.
And I'm Sandru Ferdinando. Let's take a look at your headlines for tonight.
The headlines on Newsfirst.
BASL holds special general meeting. Resolution passed opposing extension of judges' retirement age. Opposition from certain lawyers over BASL's meeting that passed resolution. Bar Association of Sri Lanka meets Minister of Justice. 1.3 million tourists arrive in Sri Lanka so far this year. Sri Lanka has made remarkable progress amid challenges. A statement from the Deputy Minister of Finance and Planning. Sirasa Namami reaches the historic sacred site of Seruvavila.
A special discussion was held this evening between the Bar Association of Sri Lanka and Minister of Justice and National Integration, Attorney Harshana Nanayakara.
The meeting took place at the Ministry of Justice with discussions focusing on the government's proposal to extend the retirement age of judges.
This was the first opportunity we received to meet with the Justice Minister and explain the position of the Bar Association of Sri Lanka. We discussed with him for around an hour, during which we presented the Bar Association of Sri Lanka's position and explained why the association believes this constitutional amendment should not be introduced at this stage. Following the discussion, we submitted a report on behalf of the Bar Association of Sri Lanka outlining our position. This report was approved at the Bar Association of Sri Lanka general meeting held this morning. Along with that, we also requested an opportunity for the Bar Association of Sri Lanka to meet with the President. The Minister informed us that he would brief the President on the matter and update us accordingly.
එතුමාගේ ප්‍රතිචාරය ඇත්තටම අපි ඉදිරිපත් කරපු කරුණු ගැන අධ්‍යයනය කරලා අනිත් නිලධාරීනුත් ජනාධිපතිතුමාවත් දැනුවත් කරනවා කියලා අපිට අද කිව්වා. කොච්චර කාලයක් අපිට කාලයක් ගැන දැනුවත් කිරීමක් කරේ නැහැ. නම් අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා ලේඛනය හොඳට අධ්‍යයනය කරලා අපටත් නැවත ඒ පිළිබඳව අපේ උපදේශනයක් ලබාගෙන මේ ගැන විද්වත් සාකච්ඡාවක් පටන් ගන්න පුළුවන් කියලා.
Meanwhile, Newsfirst contacted Minister of Justice and National Integration, Attorney Harshana Nanayakara, for his views on the meeting that took place with the BASL. The minister said the BASL informed him of their stance both orally and through a written report. He added that steps will be taken to inform the President and the Cabinet of Ministers regarding this.
Now, ahead of its meeting with the Minister of Justice, the Bar Association of Sri Lanka convened a special general meeting today and passed a resolution opposing the proposed constitutional amendment to extend the retirement age of judges.
The special general meeting of the general membership of the Bar Association of Sri Lanka, or the BASL, was held this morning at the BASL auditorium in Colombo. Members of the association from across the country attended the meeting in person, while others joined virtually through an online platform. Several members of the Bar Association shared their views with the media as they arrived to attend the meeting.
To be precise, lawyers, legal experts and even judges have expressed their opposition to what they describe as an attempt to undermine judicial independence through a person-centered constitutional amendment, allegedly aimed at extending the tenure of the current Chief Justice by another 2 years. The purpose of today's meeting is for the Bar Association to discuss this matter. The government appears to believe that extending the tenure of the current Chief Justice, Justice Sirasa, by another 2 years would help facilitate its future course of action and provide the necessary support for what we view as a repressive agenda. We see this move as a serious threat to the country's freedom, democracy and other fundamental principles. The concern here is that this move is specifically targeting a single individual. We will continue our struggle together with the legal fraternity. Our message to the government is to be prepared to stop this process immediately, as it could lead to far more serious concerns and complications in the future. All lawyers have been invited to attend this meeting, where the views of the members of the bar will be presented. They may support or oppose the proposal. If the majority is in favor of a particular position, that view should be accepted and implemented in accordance with democratic principles.
The special general meeting was conducted under the leadership of President of the Bar Association of Sri Lanka, Attorney Rajiv Amarasoria.
We will do what we need to. And if we have to go to the streets, if we have to protest, if we have to do things we have not done before, we will also think out of the box. And we will do that to the best of our ability.
We are completely opposed to this amendment, which is being pursued secretly based on one individual, with the intention of extending benefits to a single person. Although it has been stated in the media that the Bar Association has around 26,000 members, it is important to clarify how many of them are actively engaged in legal practice. If only 3,000 members attend a meeting out of a total membership of 26,000, it would not be accurate to interpret the remaining 23,000 as having expressed a particular view. As the number of actively practicing lawyers is much smaller, we estimate that around 6,000 lawyers are currently engaged in active practice.
The President of the Bar Association of Sri Lanka presented a set of resolutions during the special general meeting. These resolutions include Resolution 1. The Bar Association of Sri Lanka unequivocally opposes the proposed constitutional amendment seeking to increase the retirement age of judges, including that of the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeal, in its present form. Resolution number 2. The proposed amendment should not proceed in the absence of a demonstrated institutional necessity, a transparent and evidence-based justification, a meaningful consultation with all relevant stakeholders, and a comprehensive assessment of its constitutional implications. Resolution number 3. The government should immediately prioritize filling existing judicial vacancies through the constitutional appointment process instead of altering the tenure of serving judges. Resolution number 4. The government should prioritize implementing the recommendations contained in the Justice Sector Assessment and Strategic Action Plan, including reforms directed at reducing delays, strengthening institutional capacity, improving judicial administration, modernizing court infrastructure and technology, and enhancing access to justice. Resolution number 5. Any future review of judicial retirement ages should form part of a comprehensive judicial policy and constitutional reform process conducted following broad public consultation, comparative study, and independent expert evaluation. In addition, a resolution was also proposed today to empower the President, Executive Committee and office bearers of the Bar Association to take all lawful and appropriate steps nationally and internationally to safeguard judicial independence and to oppose any constitutional measure that undermines or appears to undermine those principles. In its resolution passed today, the Bar Association of Sri Lanka has reaffirmed its unwavering commitment to defend the independence of the judiciary, the separation of powers, the rule of law, constitutional governance and the integrity of Sri Lanka's justice system.
Now I would ask all of those here, we have a large number, over 3,000. Tell me who are in favor of this resolution. Thank you. Now, can you tell me if there is anyone in opposition to this resolution? This is an open democratic process. Let me know whether there is. So that all of what I read before is the resolution of this general meeting of the membership met today.
Here are some of the views expressed after the meeting.
ඔබතුමාලා මේ කරන්නේ රාජපක්ෂවරු ප්‍රසිද්ධ පාස්පෝර්ට් ප්‍රාරය සම්බන්ධයෙන් නඩුව අග්ගිස්සිට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ ඒවත් තීන්දුව ලං වෙලා තියෙන්නේ ඒව කල් දාලා මේ රාජපක්ෂවරුන් ඇතුළු විපක්ෂයේ හොරු මංකොල්ලකාරය වංචනික දූෂිතයන්ට එහිරෙව මේ නඩු ටික කල් දාගන්න නේද කියන එකයි ජනතාව අහන්නේ. ඔව් හරි. ඒක පළවෙනියෙන් උත්තර දෙන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලා ඔබතුමා කියන්නේ ඔබ කාවද නියෝජනය කරන්නේ? නෑ මම ස්වාධීනව අපේ මතය ඇහුවේ මම. නෑ මම ඔබතුමා මේ මාධ්‍යද නියෝජනය කරන්නේ? මොකක්ද මාධ්‍ය? YouTube channel එක. Right. මෙතන අපි ඔක්කොම කැමති
We all want cases to be concluded as quickly as possible. When we meet the Minister, we will remind him about an important report prepared by his own ministry in 2023, which examined how the weaknesses in our judicial system could be addressed and how efficiency could be improved. I thank you for raising this question. That 2023 report was prepared after considering the views, recommendations and opinions of Supreme Court judges, Court of Appeal judges, the Attorney General's Department and members of the Bar Association. Perhaps that report is currently locked away in a cabinet at the Ministry of Justice. However, the recommendations we are putting forward are based on that report. Nowhere in that report does it state that increasing the retirement age of judges is the solution to improving the efficiency of the judicial system. We believe that before introducing such an amendment, the government should demonstrate its good faith by filling the existing vacancies, 4 vacancies in the Supreme Court, 4 in the Court of Appeal and 14 in the High Courts. Our message is that the government should proceed with the constitutional reforms it promised, including changes to the executive presidency system. If the retirement age is to be increased as part of such a comprehensive reform process, we have no objection. However, the entire membership is calling on the government to refrain from pursuing this through what they consider to be a deceptive process.
Meanwhile, a group of lawyers operating under the banner Lawyers for Public Mandate held a media briefing in Gampaha today.
Several lawyers who are engaged in full-time politics also attended the special general meeting of the BASL held today. The lawyers for the public mandate, who convened a media briefing in Gampaha today, emphasized that decisions taken at such a general meeting do not represent the views of all lawyers in the country.
I am also a member of the Bar Association of Sri Lanka, but I need to say that today I saw through the media that a special general meeting of the Bar Association of Sri Lanka had been called. We had no prior notice or announcement about it. I do not know if it was an emergency. Nevertheless, it was reported that a decision was taken at the meeting that the majority of lawyers are against the proposal to extend the retirement age of judges. That is a complete lie, because they cannot claim that. After all, out of the total membership of 26,000 lawyers in the country, how many were actually gathered there? What we saw today was just a few lawyers, male and female, who are engaged in full-time politics playing the lead roles. Just because such a meeting was held at the Bar Association office, it does not represent the view of all the lawyers across the entire country. I say this very clearly. We are in favor of this reform. The only ones who oppose speedy trials and swift conclusions of cases in this country are criminals. It is those who protect criminals and represent criminals who walk around in black coats and white coats holding meetings in various places. Therefore, that is neither the public opinion nor the public conscience, nor the opinion of the legal fraternity of this country. Those opposing the government are attempting to portray this as an action taken with some other hidden agenda by highlighting issues related to the current Chief Justice or judges of the Supreme Court or the Court of Appeal. What is the real objective behind this? If they oppose this move simply because the current Chief Justice is holding office, then let us assume that the same decision is taken when another Chief Justice is appointed. They would then raise objections against that Chief Justice as well. According to their argument, does this mean the retirement age extension should only be implemented when the position of Chief Justice is vacant? Another point is that no judge is being forced to remain in office. Judges will have the full freedom and right to retire whenever they choose. They can choose to benefit from the extended period if they wish, or they can retire before reaching that extended retirement age. What we need to examine here is the purpose behind the concerns raised by those who are currently making a major issue out of this, particularly members of the legal community as well as others. Politically, those opposing this constitutional amendment are people who are already facing allegations before the courts or under investigations as suspects who may be brought before the courts or arrested in the near future. They do not want their cases to be heard quickly, for judgments to be delivered promptly, or to face punishment if they are found guilty of their offences.
ඒගොල්ලෝ කැමති නැහැ තමන්ගේ නඩු ඉක්මනින් අහලා ඉක්මනින් තීන්දුව දීලා ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ඒ වරදට දඬුවම් ලැබෙනවට කැමති නැහැ.
Negambo's biggest beach party return. MMR 26 Together. Organised by Mother Stella College, All Boys Association. August 1st at Jetwing Blue. Headlining Beyond Again, the world's #1 ABBA show. Plus The Warehouse Project, C+, and more till midnight.
Journey into the past with 19th century views of Ceylon, a rare exhibition featuring historic artworks by renowned British artists. Presented by the George Keat Foundation in partnership with the British High Commission Colombo. Experience this remarkable collection at Westminster House on the 31st of July and 1st of August. Register today at georgekeatfoundation.com.
Welcome back to the news. Sri Lanka has welcomed over 1.3 million international tourists so far in 2026.
According to the latest report released by the Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority, the arrivals between the 1st of January and the 26th of July have been recorded as 1,313,974.
The report reveals that 167,401 tourists arrived during the first 26 days of July, bringing the cumulative total for the year past the 1.3 million mark. Earlier in the year, Sri Lanka recorded strong growth in January and February, with tourist arrivals increasing by 9.7% and 16.2% respectively compared to the corresponding months in 2025. However, arrivals declined in March, April and June before recovering in May. The latest figures indicate that the tourism sector continues to show resilience despite fluctuations in monthly performance. India remained Sri Lanka's largest source market during July, contributing 38,785 visitors. It also continued to lead cumulative arrivals for the year with 332,468 tourists, reinforcing its position as the country's biggest tourism market. The second highest number of tourist arrivals during the period was recorded from the United Kingdom with 18,419 visitors. Meanwhile, 10,540 tourists from the Netherlands visited Sri Lanka during the month of July.
S&P Global Ratings affirmed its long and short-term foreign and local currency sovereign credit ratings on Sri Lanka at CCC+ over C, highlighting that Sri Lanka's economy has remained resilient in the face of multiple external shocks, with strong revenue growth continuing to support fiscal repair and a steady decline in the government's debt servicing cost.
Deputy Minister of Finance and Planning Dr. Anil Chanta Fernando said that maintaining the rating level despite the economic shocks faced by the country is a positive development, reflecting a degree of stability amid ongoing challenges.
ආණ්ඩුවට මේ හැකියාව ලැබෙන්නේ ඒ ණය ශ්‍රේණිගත කිරීමේ ස්ථාවරත්වයේ පවත්වාගෙන යන්න.
The government has been able to maintain stability in the credit rating, particularly while facing two major external shocks. The economic impact caused by Cyclone Ditwa, which affected the entire country, was significant. At the same time, the conflict situation in the Middle East continues to pose challenges. S&P also conducts another assessment known as the Transfer and Convertibility Rating. This evaluates whether investors are able to repatriate their profits after investing in a country, convert local currency into foreign currency when required, and whether the country has the capacity to facilitate debt repayments and debt servicing by converting local funds into foreign currency. We have achieved a significant improvement in this area. Compared to 2025, when Sri Lanka was rated at the CCC+ level, the transfer and convertibility rating has now improved to B-. The increase in foreign reserves has been achieved without contracting the economy, restricting imports or imposing limitations on the foreign exchange market. We have allowed economic activities to continue normally while strengthening our reserves.
Meanwhile, the minister also expressed his views on the recognition given by the Institute of International Finance, which identified Sri Lanka as one of the fastest improving economies in the world.
දැන් මේ වාර්තාවෙන් පෙන්눔 කරනවා විශේෂයෙන්ම 2025ට සාපේක්ෂව ශ්‍රී ලංකාව.
This report highlights the significant progress Sri Lanka has achieved, particularly compared to 2025. The country has made notable improvements in strengthening investor relations and enhancing debt transparency. Based on these factors, Sri Lanka has secured a score of 43.67 out of a total 50 marks, reflecting an improvement of 6.3 points compared to 2025, when the score stood at 37.33. We believe Sri Lanka is securing the fourth position through improved investor confidence and debt transparency transparency has contributed to the upgrade of the transfer and convertibility rating to the B- category.
B- කියන කැටගරි එක වැඩි කරන්න ඉවල් වුණා කියලා අපි හිතනවා.
Today is the Asala Full Moon Poya Day, a profoundly significant day. And on this day, Prince Siddhartha gave up his lay life, donned the robes of an ascetic and went in search of enlightenment.
Asala Poya also marks the start of the Vaskale or rainy season retreat of bhikkhus. To observe this holy day, the Sirasa Namami Poya Day program was held throughout the day at the historic Seruvavila temple grounds.
The unveiling of the informational plaque containing the historical details of the Seruvavila sacred site took place this evening, coinciding with the Sirasa Namami program. The event was held with the participation of Venerable Aludeniye Subodhi Thera, Chief Incumbent of the Seruvavila Rajamaha Viharaya and Head of the Shraddha Media Network, along with Group Director of the Capital Maharaja Group and Leader of Gamadda, Shivan Daniel, Director of Sirasa TV, Dharmashri Ekanayaka and several others. The plaque has been made by the Department of Archaeology in collaboration with Sirasa TV. A painting of the Seruvavila Mahasaya, painted by Hemanta Varkapitya, was handed over to Venerable Aludeniye Subodhi Thera, the Chief Incumbent of the Seruvavila Rajamaha Viharaya and Head of Shraddha Media Network.
This plaque is trilingual. Now, any pilgrim visiting this site will easily be able to navigate these sacred grounds regardless of whether they speak Sinhala, Tamil or English. They will also be able to gather information about the site in an instant. By installing this plaque, the Maharaja Media Network has created a very special opportunity for anyone visiting this sacred site. We have a great responsibility because the world is searching for peace. We believe that especially in our country, the Dhamma is the path that leads to that peace. I think leadership is about shaping the future, and therefore young leadership is essential to shape that future. We need fresh ideas. That is why our younger generation needs proper guidance and leadership training. I believe they need a strong foundation and a platform to develop. One of our greatest inheritances is the Dhamma. If we can connect the Dhamma with leadership and empower our young people through that, I believe it is our responsibility.
Thereafter, a Sambuddha Puja took place in the evening.
සම්බුද්ධ පූජාව පවත්වන්නට මේ මොහොතේදී සියලු කටයුතු සූදානම් කර තිබෙන්නේ. ශබ්ද පූජා මැද්දේ ලෞතුරු බුදු පියාණන් වහන්සේ උදෙසා සිදු කරන ගිලන්පස චතුමදුර විශේෂයෙන්ම අෂ්ටපාන සහිත වූ සම්බුද්ධ පූජාවයි මේ වැඩම කරවීම සිද්ධ වුණා.
The Sirasa Namami Poya Day program commenced at 5:30 am this morning with the Sambuddha Puja and the observation of the 8 precepts. Venerable Polpitigama Vajiravansha Thera conducted the Sambuddha Puja. The Vihara Asana program got underway following the observance of the 8 precepts. Venerable Sevanagala Udita Thera graced the Sirasa Damsara program. The Yon Situvili program was held subsequently. Thereafter, Polpiti Mukalani Panyasiri Thera proceeded with the Sanaramara Sevana program. Thereafter, the afternoon Sambuddha Puja was offered. A series of programs including Abhidharma Vivarana and Thurunusita were held at the sacred site of Seruvavila. The Ape Pansala recorded program took place centering around the Deepaduttama Ramaya in Kotahena. Venerable Kandegama Deepavansa Lankara Thera graced this occasion. Group Director and Chief Operating Officer of the Capital Maharaja Group, S.C. Veerasekara, also contributed towards the success of the event. The Damsavya Asala Poet Day program was held at the Sri Bodhi Mangala Rama Temple in Vangalakantale. The proceedings commenced this morning with the participation of the chief incumbent of the temple, Venerable Kandegama Jnana Dhammathera. The morning Dhamma sermon was delivered by Venerable Kamuravala Ratanapala Thera, the chief incumbent of the Sinipura Jnana Vimala Pirivena. The Damsavya Dhamma discussion was conducted under the guidance of Venerable Borlugoda Paduma Thera, a lecturer at the Sinipura Jnana Vimala Pirivena. The evening Gilanpasa Buddha Puja was held with the participation of the Group Director of Capital Maharaja Group and leader of Gamadda, Shivan Daniel, along with other officials. The newly constructed bell tower, built in line with the Sirasa Damsavya Poet Day program, was also declared open today. A series of religious activities were held throughout the day with the participation of a large number of devotees.
The Sambuddha Puja at the Sri Shakya Malakya, located opposite the Maharaja Media Network headquarters, was held today as well. The event was organized under the patronage of ICL Brands Private Limited, a company affiliated with the Capital Maharaja Group. Meanwhile, religious observances were also conducted today at the premises of the Department Broadcasting Centre with the participation of its staff members.
The historic Asala Perahara of the Ruhunu Mahakataragama Devalaya is currently parading through the streets. The procession commenced this evening under the patronage of President Andra Kumara Disanayaka.
Mahaperahara of the Kataragama Ruhunu Mahadevalaya, a tradition dating back to the reign of King Dutugamanu, is renowned both in Sri Lanka and internationally. In keeping with country's old customs, 15 processions were held over the course of the festival this year. The casket containing sacred relics will be borne by Vasana, the ceremonial tusker of the Kataragama Ruhunu Mahadevalaya, at tonight's grand procession. The Basnayaka Nilame of the Ruhunu Mahakataragama Devalaya, Arachige Tilina Madhushankar, is also taking part in tonight's grand procession. The 7-day annual Asara Perahara of the sacred Devinuara Utpalavanna Sri Vishnu Mahadevalaya has commenced with the traditional street procession. Held this year for the 769th time, the historic pageant continues to showcase Sri Lanka's rich cultural heritage and religious traditions, featuring a vibrant fusion of up-country and low-country cultural performances, along with colourful Kavadi dance performances and traditional rituals. The Devinuara Asala Perahara remains a major cultural event that draws the participation of devotees and attracts both local and international visitors. The Sri Lanka police have implemented special security arrangements to ensure the safety of devotees and spectators throughout the festival.
And on to more news here at home. A fire broke out this evening at a shop selling plastic goods located opposite the Harish Chandra fuel station along the Gaul Mathura main road. And according to our Newsfirst correspondent, the entire shop was destroyed in the blaze.
Police suspect that an electrical leak may have caused the fire. The blaze has been brought under control with the combined efforts of the Fire and Rescue Unit of Mathura Police and residents of the area. The Fire and Rescue Unit of Mathura stated that 2 fire engine trucks were deployed to contain the fire. However, no casualties have been reported. The newly completed Nandagama Model Village in Kegor was officially handed over to the public today. The project, implemented with financial assistance from the Government of India, aims to provide improved housing facilities and enhance living standards for the beneficiaries.
The Nandagama Model Village, comprising 24 houses in the Dehiovita Divisional Secretariat Division of the Kegol district and constructed with the grant assistance from the Government of India, was declared open to the public today. The housing project, initiated in 2019, progressed through various phases before reaching full completion. Today, it stands ready to benefit homeless, underprivileged families, brought to fruition under the guidance of President Anurukumara Dissanayake and with continued support of the Indian government led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The completed project was inaugurated and handed over to the public by Indian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, Santosh Jha.
Today, our housing commitment covers 65,000 houses spread across all 25 districts of Sri Lanka with a grant commitment of over 64 billion Sri Lankan rupees. This mega initiative has transformed the lives of thousands of families across the island. It is not merely about providing shelter, but about restoring dignity, elevating quality of life, and securing a foundation for generations to come. Because for India, the objective is not just to build houses, but to build futures. The Model Village project is yet another initiative on our part to promote development across every district of the island.
The event also saw the attendance of the Minister of Housing, Construction and Water Supply, Dr. Susil Ranasinghe, and Minister of Environment, Dr. Dhammika Patabandi, along with local government officers, as well as a large gathering of local residents.
Rescuers raced to find survivors today, a day after a massive earthquake rocked Japan's Kumamoto prefecture and triggered a large explosion at a popular shopping mall.
Viara Virukon is ready to bring us the details.
Thank you, Sandru and Theruni. Now in international news, Japan's southwestern Kyushu region has had more than 100 aftershocks since it was struck yesterday by a powerful earthquake which left at least 13 people dead. Many others were said to be in a cardiopulmonary arrest, a term often used in preliminary reports in Japan before a death is officially confirmed. In searing heat, rescue crews are digging through the rubble at a paper factory and a shopping mall in Kumamoto Prefecture looking for trapped survivors. The mall suffered an explosion in the hour after the quake struck, and now let's take a look at the details.
Rescue teams in Japan are continuing search operations after a powerful magnitude 7.1 earthquake struck Kumamoto Prefecture in southwestern Japan. At least 13 people have been confirmed dead, while several others remain missing as police, firefighters and self-defense forces personnel comb through damaged areas. The quake, which reached the highest level of Shindo 7 on Japan's seismic intensity scale, triggered a major explosion at Ion Mall, Kumamoto in Kashima. 3 employees were killed, while authorities are investigating a possible gas explosion after rescuers reported smelling gas inside the building. The blast destroyed a large section of the shopping mall, which houses more than 200 stores and employs around 2,700 people. Around 3,000 customers were inside when the earthquake struck. 5 workers also died after a smokestack collapsed at a paper industries facility in Yatsushiro, with several others still unaccounted for, with hundreds injured, while power and water disruptions continue to affect thousands of households. Authorities warn residents to remain vigilant with strong aftershocks possible in the coming days. Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi warned it was truly a race against time to rescue those trapped. The Japan Meteorological Agency has warned people to prepare for further major tremors, recalling the deadly Kumamoto earthquakes of 2016 that killed 278 people.
Shifting your focus to the Middle East region, Saudi Arabia and the US have carried out strikes against Iran-backed militias in Iraq in a potential escalation of the Middle East conflict. US Central Command, or the CENTCOM, said the strikes were against Iran-aligned terrorists that the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps directed to attack US forces and Saudi energy infrastructure.
Paramilitary Popular Mobilization Forces, or the PMF, which is dominated by Iran-backed Shia militias, said at least 20 of its members had been killed in US-Saudi strikes on its bases. It came hours after CENTCOM said Iran had launched missiles at US forces in the Middle East in an attempted surprise attack, ending a lull in hostilities. The US said the Iranian attack occurred at 5:45 p.m. EDT, with all missiles successfully intercepted. The IRGC said the missiles had targeted a US airbase and a command center in Jordan in response to the acts of aggression of the American child-killing army. It also said the naval forces had struck 3 oil tankers in the Strait of Hormuz after they ignored warnings and sailed along what it described as an unsafe and illegal route through the vital Gulf waterway. CENTCOM said US and Saudi fighter jets had struck multiple terrorist logistics and weapon sites across eastern Iraq in a strong response to over 30 IRGC-directed aerial drone attacks in the last 72 hours. A spokesman for the Saudi Defense Ministry also accused Iran-backed terrorist militias of launching drones from Iraqi territory at oil facilities in the eastern and Riyadh regions on Monday and Tuesday. He said Saudi Arabia, under its right to self-defense, had responded to conducting strikes against specific targets belonging to those militias. Meanwhile, Iran is expected to receive within weeks a first shipment out of up to 400 Chinese-made shoulder-fired air defense missile launchers. 3 sources familiar with the deal told foreign media as it rebuilds its defenses amid war with the United States. The purchase, valued at $60 to $70 million, is one of Tehran's largest known efforts to strengthen its short-range air defenses since the outbreak of its war with the US and Israel, which exposed gaps in Iran's ability to protect military sites and strategic infrastructure.
The 18th Annual General Meeting of the Sri Lanka Maldives Business Council of the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce was hosted in Colombo yesterday.
The 18th Annual General Meeting of the Sri Lanka Maldives Business Council of the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce was held in Colombo yesterday, followed by a networking reception. The event brought together members of the business community, industry leaders and key stakeholders, providing a platform to strengthen trade, investment and economic cooperation between Sri Lanka and the Maldives. The gathering was graced by Chief Guest, Minister of Trade, Commerce, Food Security and Cooperative Development, Vasantha Samarasinha.
Our relationship goes beyond diplomacy. We share a lot of similarities and enjoy sharing cultures and food while being respectful of each other's individually. Also, we contribute to each other's economically significantly through trade and tourism. Sri Lanka exported USD 132 million in 2025 to Maldives. In import from Maldives around to $5 million. There have been discussions in the past about how to best improve trade relations to benefit both countries, which we should continue with renewed energy. I also encourage business from both countries to think beyond environmental trade, conventional trade. The Sri Lanka government is committed to creating a stable, transparent and investor-friendly business environment. Maldives ranked as 16th tourist destination to Sri Lanka in 2025. Tourist arrival from the Maldives is always a strong trend. We see in sight deep in 2025 with more than 37,000 tourists, and that is exactly why we need to refocus on sectors such as tourism, hospitality and holistic medicines, education and healthcare. Let us continue to promote trade, tourism and other opportunities between our countries.
High Commissioner of the Republic of Maldives to Sri Lanka, Masood Imad, also shared his views on the partnership between the two countries.
Sri Lanka and Maldives Business Council is playing an important role in strengthening the economic partnership between our two countries. It is building on a friendship that has stood the test of time. Together, we create a partnership based on trust, mutual respect, reciprocity and shared prosperity. Sri Lanka remains one of Maldives' most valued trading partners. It provides essential goods and services that contribute greatly to our economy and to the well-being of our people. We remain committed to working closely with the Sri Lankans to remove unnecessary obstacles, expand trade and investment, deepen people-to-people tie, and ensure that the next chapter in our relationship is remembered not only for its proud history, but also for its shared future. I thank you.
The networking session that followed the annual general meeting encouraged dialogue and collaboration among businesses while exploring new opportunities for partnerships between the two countries. The Sri Lanka Maldives Business Council continues to play an important role in fostering closer commercial relations and building stronger links between the business communities of Sri Lanka and the Maldives.
Yesterday, Colombo witnessed a night where finance met entertainment as the banking community stepped away from their boardrooms and balance sheets to celebrate friendship, talent and unforgettable moments.
Here at CRN FC grounds for the Bankers Night 2026 organized by Yes 101 along with CBEU. As you can see, the atmosphere here is electric. There's live music, entertainment, games and many more activities as well as crowning of the banking king and queen. Despite their busy schedules, all these banking professionals are here to unwind and celebrate this magnetic night.
It was a night of music, energy and celebration as Bankers Night 2026 brought together members of the banking community for an experience filled with rhythm, laughter and memories. Organized by Yes 101 in collaboration with the Ceylon Bank Employees Union, the event transformed the evening into a vibrant celebration featuring electrifying live performances by 242 and a special guest performance by Devashri De Silva.
This was the first time we got this chance to make an event like this, so we are very happy and we hope this will be organized next year as well.
It's so nice to see all the guys here chilling out. I think you guys have got the best band, I think, in Sri Lanka right now, 242, so it's so cool to be here.
We are having so much fun. This is an incredible night. Thank you, Yes 101.
This is a dream that we wanted to realize more than 20-30 years. So I am so happy. There are bankers who are representing every banks. All are here. So we feel this brotherhood very well. And we thank Yes FM for giving us this opportunity.
From the opening beats to the final performance, the night was filled with entertainment, dancing and the spirit of togetherness as bankers from across the industry came together beyond their professional roles. The highlight of the evening was the glamorous crowning of the banking king and queen, adding a touch of elegance and excitement to the celebrations.
Bringing two nations together closer through melody, Colombo hosted a vibrant celebration of Sri Lanka-India cultural ties.
A musical celebration presented by the Ministry of Buddha Sasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs, bringing together the cultural traditions of India and Sri Lanka, was held in Colombo yesterday, titled Global Fusion 2026. Organized to strengthen the enduring friendship between the two nations, the event featured world-renowned violinist and Padma Vibhushan awardee Dr. L. Subramaniam.
Sri Lanka and India shares a friendship spanning over 2 millennia, founded upon our common civilizational heritage, religious traditions, and enduring cultural exchanges. Music has always served as a bridge connecting our people beyond geographical boundaries. Today's concert is not merely a celebration of artistic excellence, but also a meaningful expression of the enduring friendship and cultural cooperation between our two neighboring nations.
Sri Lankan artists Dr. Ravi Bandhu Vidyapati and Hemapala Pereira shared the stage with Dr. L. Subramaniam. The Global Fusion 2026 highlighted the role of cultural diplomacy in strengthening Sri Lanka-India relations, bringing together musicians and audiences in a celebration of harmony and creativity.
The first ever UP ranking tennis tournament is underway at the Sri Lanka Tennis Association headquarters, while a Sri Lankan athlete shines on the international stage with a victory in Australia.
Jod Abdin brings us more details on this story in today's Sports Roundup.
Thank you, Sandra, and thank you, Therni, leading our sports bulletin with tennis today. The first ever UP ranking tennis tournament organized by the UP Tennis Academy took place for the fourth day today. The tournament is being conducted as a Category 3 ranking event with players competing across various categories. Let's take a look at the developments.
The UP ranking tennis tournament is currently underway at the Sri Lanka Tennis Association headquarters. More than 130 players have registered for the competition, which features men's and women's singles and doubles events across 3 age categories. The semi-final matches were held today, with the tournament scheduled to conclude on Friday, the 31st of July. Sri Lankan athlete Shane Amarasinghe emerged victorious in the half-marathon event at the Yappoon Running Festival held in Australia. The event featured several race categories with over 2,000 athletes taking part. Amarasinghe competed in the under-30 category of the half-marathon and secured first place with a winning time of 1 hour, 22 minutes and 44 seconds. Indian teenage cricketer Vaibhav Suryavanshi has climbed to the 48th position in the latest ICC Men's T20I batting rankings. The 15-year-old made a remarkable jump of 230 places following his impressive performances during India's T20 International Series against Zimbabwe. Suryavanshi has represented India in 6 T20I matches so far, scoring a total of 193 runs.
And with that, we wrap up news for tonight.
Thank you for joining us. Good night.